Hello, my name's James O'Brien. I'm the Operations Director of iIntro, and today I want to share with you some of our thoughts on how to position yourself as a thought leader in your sector. Now, there's a lot of noise out there in the marketplace. Digital marketing, content marketing strategies, it's all the rage. You've got to sort of do that. You've got to put yourself out there. And the answer is, it's true. You have to do that type of information. But what is it that's going to make you stand out from the crowd? Well, before you get to stand out, perhaps you need to understand, what it means. Now, there's a movement in the marketplace, and I've watched this shift over the last few years. And I used to use a figure which was 65%, but I'm going to swap that now, because in a recent keynote speech that I was listening to, I heard a statistic that said 80% of buying decisions are now made before people contact you. Now, whether they contact you or you contact them, what that means is people need the information at their fingertips before they'll take your call. This is all related to the fact that people like to buy rather than be sold to. Now, we consider ourselves in recruitment, we consider ourselves as sales experts, but the reality is we need to be digital content experts as well, because what we have to do is make sure that the people who we're going to potentially sell to, or people who are going to buy from us, actually have all of that information before we engage in a real life conversation. So, if you're going to be a thought leader, what does that mean to you? Well, what it means is you can't just write content that's just going to tickle people's ears. You've actually got to write meaningful content, something that's going to pose a significant question that's going to make your prospects sit up and think, yeah, that's something, I agree with that, or even I disagree with that. And disagreement is not necessarily a bad thing. You see, when you're writing content or creating articles to position yourself as a thought leader, you've got to have an opinion. You can't be bland and vanilla and say, oh, I'm a bit of this and a bit of that. You've got to stand for something. Now, what I mean by that, don't polarize yourself so you go so far one way or the other that the client, you're really going to alienate people, but actually show yourself for what you are. Have some opinions, have some spine in terms of what you're going to say, and be prepared to stick your ground. Now, that could also mean that you alienate some people anyway and they go off, but that's life. The reality is you can't please all the people all of the time. But so what you've got to do is think about, what is it that people want to know from me? If I'm going to position myself as a thought leader, what does that mean? Well, you've got to think about the content you're writing. Is it resonating with the clients? Why? Now, when you actually think about it, what's your main content piece? It's probably your website. So how relevant is your website? Does your website answer the questions that your clients want answered? Are they be able to look at your website and say, yeah, this is somebody who sounds like, looks like they do business the way I want to do business? And then think about where they go from after they've looked at your website. They move from your website to your social media footprint. Let's talk about LinkedIn. That's where people are mainly thinking. How congruent is what you say on your website with what you say on your LinkedIn profile? Your LinkedIn company profile, is that there? Now, when a client comes to those profiles, they're going to look for things that you've commented on, articles and activity. So are you actually legitimately out there commenting and looking at articles which are sort of making a difference in your sector? Because this isn't just about being able to regale some acronyms so that you can actually sort of think, or let people think that you actually know what you're talking about. You have to show real depth. So you might need to write a white paper. You might need to create an ebook, or curate an ebook if you can't write that one yourself, but actually make it on the topics that make clients think, yes, this person knows what they're talking about. This is an organization I would like to do business with. And when they read enough of those articles and see there's enough content, and how much is enough? Enough is enough. You've actually got to put enough out there so that the client can see, yes, not one thing, multiple things out there. And by then, the client realizes that you are potentially an authority, and potentially they'll take your call if a call gets put into them. But don't just wait to put into a call. Think about where your clients, these prospects, may also be. Maybe they're at industry events. Maybe you can arrange to meet them at industry events. Doing some soft in-mails to organisations to say you're both attending a similar event. We'll see you there. And then by that time, when you do get to meet them, they've had enough touch points with you and your organisation to know that you're the real deal. Because you're focused in that particular marketplace. That's the type of thing that you can do to make yourself stand out as a thought leader. That's the thing that's going to help you make a difference in the marketplace. Here at Intro, we work with hundreds of recruiters, and these topics are things which come up all the time. And what we'd like to do is share with you the information we share with them. So please click on the link below and book a consultation with me or one of my colleagues, and we'll share with you some of our thoughts on this highly engaging topic, which is all about how you can position yourself as a thought leader. Now, every Tuesday we issue some further videos on other topics, so please do watch out for some more. Thanks very much for watching this one today.